I've seen and heard a lot of conflicting things on Ja Morant coming to Minnesota, but I'll speak on it because it's become a thing. So this is a scenario in which I think both teams could consider it. The Timberwolves would acquire Ja Morant and Zach Edey, big man, and the Grizzlies would acquire Rudy Gobert, Dante DiVincenzo, and Terrence Shannon Jr. Why the Wolves do it? Well, you're getting a 26-year-old point guard, a dynamic backcourt with him and Anthony Edwards. Obviously, we know the flaws. We know the off-court stuff. We know that he hasn't been able to stay on the court. We know all these things. We know that, his jumper is just not there. All these things are the reason we can't trade for him. Because if he could still do all that stuff, if he was still playing at a superstar level, I mean, you're talking about Jaden McDaniels, Naz Reid, and more probably to get him if he was still playing at that level he was 3 years ago. And I think Anthony Edwards could help him become maybe not a all-star again, but a star-level player. A guy that gives you like 20 and 8 on decent efficiency. That's what I would hope for with Ja Morant. And then you're also getting Zach Edey, who is a young big man. He's like 7'2", 7'3". He's huge. He's somebody that definitely could help in a matchup against Wemby, against the Spurs. If he can stay healthy, once again, that seems to be a theme here with these two. It's kind of a risk as far as that goes, but the payoff, in my opinion, if you could get that 20 and 8 on decent efficiency from Ja Morant, and you could get a healthy Zach Edey going forward, I do this. I do this very quickly from the Wolves because I think the payoff is you just upped your chances at beating a team like the Spurs. Why the Grizzlies do this? Well, they upgrade at center. They get Rudy Gobert. He's going to be expiring here soon, so then they can make a decision on that. They could possibly reroute him, soon or in the future. Dante already is expiring. You acquire him and you could keep him by using his bird rights. You have his bird rights, or you can keep him around with a young, new, scrappy team. And he's definitely a veteran that you would like around. They can decide what they want to do with Dante. And then obviously you get Terrence Shannon Jr., a young, athletic, offensive downhill attacker. And we saw flashes of what he can do down the stretch of the season. We saw flashes last year in the playoffs. This year in the playoffs, Shannon Jr. is probably the prize in this deal if you're the Grizzlies. Whereas Rudy Gobert is just an upgrade and somebody you could possibly reroute later on. Get off of Julius somewhere else. You're looking at a starting lineup of Ja Morant, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Naz Reid, and Zach Edey with Ayo Dosunmu coming off the bench. I think it gives you a little more flexibility, upside. Yeah. My scenario of Derrick White trade, I mean, he's just a guy that kind of fits the mold of Ayo Dosunmu, Dante DiVincenzo. He's just on another level. One of the best role players in the league. Just a true winner. Plays great defense, elite defense. He makes the right plays. His offense is still really good, but his shot went away a little bit last year. But I think it can bounce back. Not worried about that. Derrick White, man. It'll be interesting. Not a true point guard, but definitely probably a better version of Dante, Nikhil, and Ayo. Definitely fits that mold that we seem to like here. So a trade scenario I got is pretty much a straight up swap of Rudy Gobert and Dante DiVincenzo for Derrick White and Sam Hauser. The Celtics, they up their defense, their interior defense to another level. Get Dante DiVincenzo basically as a swap for Sam Hauser. DiVincenzo offers more defense, and they also would acquire his bird rights. So I feel like they would kind of do that swap. Whereas the Wolves, Sam Hauser, I actually think Sam Hauser's a better shooter than Dante is. He's more efficient. He's also one of those just sniper catch and shoot guys, but he doesn't play the defense that Dante does. So I think the Celtics would go for that. And then for Derrick White and Rudy Gobert, it's just a pretty much defensive guy swap for a defensive guy swap. The guy that we're getting back, though, is a bit better on offense, I would say, than Rudy Gobert. But I think Celtics do this because Rudy he's a difference maker, a real difference maker. And I think Dante, he can play the role of Derrick White when he comes back enough to justify this for the Celtics. And yeah, We're gonna probably have to figure out our big man situation in a scenario like this. Maybe you go find something on the market, a cheap mid-level guy. Maybe you get lucky and get somebody to sign for the minimum who can impact the game like an Andre Drummond if Johan Berger's not ready. But yeah, I would consider something like this. Derrick White, I think, fits very well with us. He fits well anywhere, really. His archetype, he's just a winner, all-around player. And yeah, I wouldn't be mad at Derrick White. And last but not least, the Trae Young scenario. He just recently looks like he's going to be turning down that player option, and he'll become a free agent. He says he wants to go back to Washington, but we've heard things like that before, and that not be the case with stars in these situations. So throw out a sign and trade scenario here where the Wolves get their superstar point guard next to Anthony Edwards, the shot-creating playmaker we've been looking for. He definitely has his flaws on defense, to say the least, but I think we have the defense around him to cover up those flaws. I think Anthony Edwards, a superstar next to Trae Young, could help Trae Young's efficiency. He might be asked to do a little less here. Instead of putting up wild numbers like 26 and 12, I could see him putting up something like 20, 21 points and like 9 assists, but on better efficiency, maybe like 45, 46% shooting, 40% from deep, somewhere around there. That would be great. He is a great shooter. It's just his shot selection. It gets really trigger happy sometimes. So I feel like playing next to Anthony Edwards could help him. Playing next to Naz Reid, Jaden McDaniels, and so on and so forth. I like it. For the Wizards, they get Terrence Shannon Jr. from the Wolves. They take in Miles Bridges and Josh Green, as well as Trae Mann from the Hornets. They get expiring contracts of Miles Bridges and Josh Green, so they get to see if they like them going forward, take flyers on them. Hornets just get Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. Why the Hornets would do that? Well, they're just upgrading. They're getting Julius Randle, a star-level power forward, for a bunch of guys, really. I mean, Miles Bridges is a good player, but I don't know. Josh Green is a decent 3-and-D guy. Trae Mann is a solid young player, but I feel like this is a win for the Hornets. You get DiVincenzo in the deal too. I feel like every team involved here would maybe do this. Wizards, maybe not. I don't know. In this scenario, I would have them probably taking Darren Peterson and possibly doing that trade that has been looming out there in social media, where they swap the first and second pick with the Jazz, and they also grab Ace Bailey. Man, Darren Peterson, Ace Bailey, Terrence Shannon Jr., Alex Sarr, Bub Carrington, Trey Johnson. I mean, keep going on, man. Keyshawn George. That's a nice young team. And then they got Anthony Davis there. Who knows what happens there, but man, I like that. I like that. And then they, again, get flyers on Josh Green, Trae Mann, also pretty young. So, yeah, man, I think it kind of works for all teams.